Look guys, I've covered a lot of crazy shit in my long fabled career over here on YouTube, but nothing prepared me for today's main character, the cringe final boss, if you will. He goes by the name of Kevin Leonardo here over on YouTube, and for too long he has gotten away with clear terms of service violations. And before y'all come out of the woodwork, to call me a narc or some shit, let me make it very clear that I really honestly could care less what you post on your own YouTube channel. Like, honestly, if you're not hurting me, if you're not hurting others, who really gives a fuck, right? Like, if you want to be on some weirdo shit, fine. If you want your viewers to pass away from cringe, that's your prerogative. But this shit is just beyond egregious. If you're not familiar with this guy, to give you sort of like a quick 5-second refresher, he's the inspiration behind this gem, similar to that of the Mona Lisa or some shit. Yeah, that's right, you read that correctly. I'm sure you probably want to bleach your eyeballs now, but yes, Trimming Pubes and Testicles, a visual guide. And this is not a troll. I unfortunately have seen some of his videos, some of his content, if you will. And the crazy thing is too, is this guy has amassed over 300,000 subscribers over here on YouTube. So I don't really know how that's possible, but if anything, that should act as some form of motivation to both myself and anyone out there trying to become big on this platform. But honestly, guys, let's just get this shit over with. So unfortunately, y'all know how science works. In order to produce a hypothesis or reach any sort of conclusion, you have to do some research, put in the work, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, science!
Pretty sure this guy's videos turn me gay faster than all that shit they be putting in the water nowadays. Those poor frogs never really saw it coming. But yeah, leave a like on this video, so my suffering isn't in vain. 1 like equals 1 prayer, all that. But yeah, like in all seriousness, if you click on any of those Nair videos, I know it was just Mother's Day, so Lord forgive me, but I gotta come out and say this, on my mama's grave, you click on any of those videos, you will be staring down one of the smallest PPs in documented human history.
Penis so small. So small.
Like, this shit ain't even remotely censored at all. And that just raises so many questions for me. One, which is, how is this shit even allowed on YouTube in the first place? Because according to the terms and service, or the terms and conditions, whatever you want to call it, that YouTube has proposed, there's zero tolerance for this type of content. Furthermore, they even condemn things like mere wardrobe malfunctions and all that. So like, how the fuck is this possible? YouTube, what the fuck are y'all on? Is it like one of those loopholes? And no, I'm not talking about the old poop hole loophole where they get away with it because it's like a product review or like a product demo or some shit, because that's honestly just some bullshit for a variety of reasons. So one, kids use YouTube, and I can confirm that multiple of his videos were not age restricted at all, meaning little kids can come across this content pretty easily. Like, what I mean by that is, like, if you click on a video, there's a little pop-up that'll show up, something to the effect of like, oh, this is age restricted content, viewer discretion advised type shit. Do you want to proceed? None of that on any of his videos, so that's a little sus. Two, he's not reviewing anything. He's literally just telegraphing his cock and balls, putting it on full display. And side note here, you have to be pretty retarded to not know how to use some of these products that he's talking about. Like, I'm no scientist, I'm no genius by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not that hard to apply Nair. You just sort of like, lather it in or whatever, apply it. Or I'm not stupid. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I'm not so stupid to the point where I don't know how to put a condom on an erect penis. Like what is this, bro? Like, I'm tired of seeing this content go under the radar and allowed because it's like some sort of demonstration when it's just common sense. But three, if I'm keeping it a buck, all of that aside, who in their goddamn right mind wants to see this kind of content? I mean, apparently there's a lot of sick, twisted fucks that do, because for some reason, looking at his videos, they tend to never dip below about 300,000 views. So let me go ahead and maybe rephrase that a little bit. What normal, sane individual wants to see that? You got me fucked up, man. This is wild. And I spoke briefly about it a second ago, but there's a high potential for kids to view this content due to the continued allowance of this guy's content. Like, again, it's not even at the very least age restricted. Like, come on, dog. But I want to draw y'all's attention to something even weirder about this guy. And believe me, I know that's saying something considering what we just witnessed a second ago, but this shit gets even freakier. So look at some of these titles, man. Like, I don't know what y'all want me to say about this guy. Let's see what we got here. We got removing butt hairs using Nair cream, a visual guide. Trimming pubes and testicles, a visual guide. How to douche, in all capitals, your butt. How to safely shave pubes. Yeah, so obviously he's kind of like regurgitating the same video over and over again just for the sake of being able to show his dick and balls and make money off it. Very, very odd behavior for sure. But it actually gets even crazier here because now we've got videos like spraying my hairy dick with Nair, so we're getting a little bit more visual here. We got busting giant loads with my cat in bed. What the fuck? This goes against the YouTube terms of service too. And I know some people are gonna be like, oh, you know, it's clickbait, bro. You know, he's not actually fucking his cat or jerking off in bed with his cat or whatever you want to say to defend this fucking nutcase. But either way, anything that suggests things like bestiality or anything like that is against the terms of service. And also clickbaiting, I'm pretty sure, is against the terms of service too. So regardless of how you want to spin it, this dude's brain is a little fucked up, we'll say. You know, there's a couple screws missing, if you know what I'm saying. Cause like, dog, what the fuck? Now we're involving animals. This is weird. Saying the N-word, that's pretty wild. Does this guy have the pass? Y'all let me know. And I'm not black, but I'm pretty sure I speak for the majority of the black community, you know, respectfully, when I say Rosa Parks did not die for this shit. So to feature Rosa Parks in your thumbnail is absolutely unhinged, absolutely insane. But I digress there. I am artistic, not autistic. Like what the fuck do you want me to say? Again, like, I can't imagine what the overall premise of some of these videos is like, what am I to gain from this? And these titles are just absolutely bananas. Or this one, I don't support Hamas and innocent deaths. And look at that big ass smile on his face, dog. Like, when I say I busted up laughing seeing that shit, like, oh my god, that's wild. But that doesn't even compare to the craziest one of them all. So, little bit of a drum roll here. We've got I love children. Like, dog, what the fuck, man? This dude is absolutely insane. I could not make this shit up if I tried. That's what's really fucking crazy here. And if I saw this dude in real life, I'm gonna just be honest here for a second. I'm beating this motherfucker's ass because combine a video title like that with the other videos where he's apparently like jerking off with his cat in his bed. Like, I don't want this dude anywhere near a fucking child. Like, honestly, let me ask you this. Would you trust your child with this guy? Let's be honest for a second. This is honestly an open and shut case. You know, I've seen really everything I need to see at this point. You know, I'm gonna need the FBI to come in, you know, kind of do their thing real quick. But yeah, I figured I'd show you now a couple excerpts from that terrible video just to kind of put into perspective what a terrible person the Nair connoisseur, if you will, is. So let's go ahead and roll that.
I love children so much. I think about children all the time.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And I've thought about children ever since I was like 12 years old. Literally ask anyone that knows me in real life or like scroll down on my videos on social media. Like, I've always wanted to be a dad, and I think this is like largely due to the fact that like I'm an only child and I grew up like super lonely.
Alright, so let's break this down real quick. So obviously there's gonna be a bunch of losers that'll come to this guy's defense, but let's play devil's advocate here for a second. So let's say this guy isn't a freak and, you know, somehow he's just merely misunderstood or some shit, I don't know. You really expect me to believe that he didn't know what he was doing here? Like, come on, man. He knew exactly what he was doing. Like, you really mean to tell me he couldn't come up with, like, a better title than I Love Children? Come on, dog. This is clearly rage bait and a pretty disgusting example of that, but I want to reiterate the fact that if he is capable of making such disgusting videos, you know, again, showing his dick and balls to the world, and, you know, all these ridiculous clickbaity, disgusting titles. I really don't think it's too far-fetched that this guy might actually be a threat to children, and I don't think this guy should have kids. In fact, I would also like to propose that he not be allowed within 500 feet of any public schools, because one of dude's primary reasons for wanting kids is that, quote, he grew up lonely. And yeah, that shivered my timbers a little bit, I won't lie, but let's keep going.
I don't feel emotionally stable, and I'm not talking about like I'm not talking about just normal maturity. I'm talking about like I've never even dated anyone. I've never even like romantically been involved.
Real shocker, you've never been emotionally and or romantically involved with anyone? Talk about the greatest plot twist in anime history, am I right? Definitely didn't see that arc coming. I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that you make videos showcasing your cock and balls to the world, videos talking about doing unspeakable things to children and cats alike. Or maybe I wonder if it has anything to do with how you literally openly admit to not being emotionally mature. And yet this guy wants to have kids. Like, this dude is out there, man. What a fruitcake, dude.
Also links below for my cameo, my douche kits, my bottoming course, you name it. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.
What the fuck was that outro, dog? He forgot to stop the recording or some shit. And what's really crazy is when you really think about this for a second, you know, in the realm of long-form content creation, you can literally edit that part out. So he genuinely thought that this little ending clip there was worth including. So weird, dude. I can't, dude. I can't. But he just out here fixing his hair and shit in complete awkward silence. Like, that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen, bro. But more importantly here is the fact that he, of course, you know, pays homage to his douche kits, his bottom guide, and all that shit. You know, clearly the shameless plug. In fact, I would say this is the most shameless fatherfucker in general. Like, I have never witnessed someone in my life that is so shameless, bro. Like, how are you gonna hop on here and upload something like this? You know, how are you gonna have such low dignity and self-respect to upload this type of content to YouTube on the internet for apparently hundreds of thousands of people to see? Like, I'm stunned, bro. How is this dude not banned? And switching gears here for a second, in my research here for this video, I see this as his newest upload. Yeah, I'm done. Let's just get to the outro, man. So apparently, according to the comments on that video, he goes into quite a bit of detail about how he ate his shit, most likely clickbait, but with some of the shit I've seen in my research, I wouldn't put it past this dude. He will say one freak, one cup type of fatherfucker, and man, that's just crazy. But yeah, that's enough of this shit. I don't know about y'all, but I don't believe I could bear another minute of that shit, truthfully. Infinitely more effective than waterboarding, at least I would think, but I don't know, y'all tell me. Bottom line is, he's done some shit that easily should get him terminated from the platform. The clickbaity titles are honestly just disgusting and outright condemnable at best. And I guess this dude is very controversial. He's done blackface recently and all this crazy shit, so I just don't know what's going on over at YouTube. I don't know how this guy can get away with this. You know, I don't know how he's able to continue to upload content like this and YouTube just turns a blind eye to it. And yet they'll go ahead and strike down us commentary YouTubers for exposing these freaks. It's honestly just beyond me. But guys, I thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, rating, subscribe to the channel for more commentaries just like this. Leave a comment down below. I would absolutely love to hear what y'all have to say about all this. And yeah, stay tuned for my next video where I shave my balls on cam. You know, hopefully it'll get us to 1,000 subs and out of the hood. I'm done yapping though. Later.